How to choose the right place to live. It seems like a simple question, but actually there's a lot of thought that needs to go into answering that. And even some people will get into that analysis paralysis on making that final decision. Well, in today's video, I've crafted a few questions that I think you'd ask yourself that will help you avoid all that analysis paralysis and get you on the right track to figure out where you want to live on the Emerald Coast. What's up everyone, Garrett O'Leary here with the O'Leary Brothers team here at Lead Realty. Thank you for clicking on this video, I surely do appreciate it. Now, like I said, buying a home is a very big decision and it shouldn't be taken lightly. But with that being said, with all the factors, with all the considerations, with all the thought that needs to go into it, you don't want to get caught in just constantly thinking about where you need to live, where you want to live, and just ultimately never making a decision. So today I've created a few targeted questions that I think kind of narrow your thought process so you can help find the right place for you to live on the Emerald Coast. Now, the first question that I created was, what area of the Emerald Coast would I like the most? Now, this is arguably one of the most important questions because it really has to do with you and your family's personality, where you'd like to be, and kind of what you intend to do with the property. The Emerald Coast is ripe with investment opportunities. There are people that are looking for their summer homes. There are people that are looking for rental properties to add to their portfolio. And if you are someone that kind of aligns with that type of mentality, then you'll be happy to start looking on the Emerald Coast. Right now, the most hottest destinations for people that are looking to invest are going to be in Destin and 30A. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, Destin and 30A tend to be a little bit more expensive, but I'll talk about that actually later on in this video. So investments in terms of 30A and Destin are very popular because it's where a lot of people want to go. It's where you vacation. So for people that are looking for their summer homes, they want to rent it out or let family use it, whatever their motives are, they'll let people use those homes during the months that are not summertime where it's warm. For people that are looking for just regular investment opportunities to add rental properties to their portfolio, Destin and 30A are probably the best areas on the Emerald Coast to actually have something like that. Now, if you are looking to make this area, your primary residence, I think your most popular areas that you're going to find are Fort Walton Beach and Niceville. Now, Fort Walton Beach is adjacent to Destin. It offers arguably the second most in terms of entertainment and nightlife, obviously just behind Destin, but I would say is a little bit more family friendly. Niceville is going to be similar to Fort Walton Beach, but it's north of both Destin and Fort Walton, has access to the bay, and in my personal opinion, it's going to be a very sought after place to live in the near future because of how much it's growing, and it really is just an awesome, incredible town that I know a handful of friends that live there. They absolutely love it, and personally, it's one of my favorite places. If I could buy a home, if I wanted to buy a home, I would honestly start looking in Niceville. Now, if you're looking to kind of mesh back into like a city type lifestyle, then I recommend looking into Pensacola. Pensacola is probably the closest place on the Emerald Coast that I would say is going to give you that city type lifestyle type feel. Personally, it has the two closest sporting teams that we have here on the Emerald Coast. They are semi-pro, but they are actually a lot of fun to watch, and you don't really get that anywhere else unless you're going to drive to Atlanta, drive to New Orleans. Pensacola is an awesome place to be. I thoroughly enjoy the time that I've spent there, but again, it is going to be the closest to a city-like type lifestyle. On the other hand, if you are someone that is more apt to be in the country, in the sticks, really enjoy nature for everything it has to offer, then you'll probably really love to look into Crestview, potentially even Freeport. They're both growing areas. They are wonderful places to live. They tend to offer a little bit more affordable homes, especially right now. So those places definitely give you lots of land, more ample opportunity to kind of have maybe a farm type lifestyle, or at least have the land to have your own crops, animals, things like that. Again, Crestview and Freeport are going to be my two recommendations if you are looking to live out that country-like lifestyle. Now, the next question that I created is, what is an affordable place to live on the Emerald Coast? And I've actually done a full video kind of talking about this, so I will link that right here, but I want to give you some details about it because again, it's a question that's asked pretty much every time. It's obviously one of the most important questions you can ask yourself, especially when you're looking to buy a home, is obviously what fits in your budget. So let's dive into a few details without going, again, super in depth. To put it simply, Destin and 30A are expensive. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's just an expensive area to be in if you want to live there. In fact, Destin's average sold price of homes over the last year averages at $860,000. And as for 30A, the average sold price of homes over the last year is $1.9 million. So definitely not towards the bottom of that budget if that's kind of where you're trying to be. Now, contrast that with Fort Walton Beach, Niceville, Crestview, Navarre, Freeport, and Pensacola. The average sold price is actually going to be right around that $400,000 mark, which is a very affordable number for a lot of people, typically your average American. So it's a great place to start looking if you're just trying to find somewhere where you want to have a primary residence that's not going to break your bank, but also be a very nice place to raise a family, or if you're single, just to have a home. I will say that that average is slightly up there because of Fort Walton Beach and Niceville. So if you are looking in Crestview or Freeport or even Pensacola, those averages, you might actually be lower if you're looking specifically in those areas. Now, if you have any questions about those, again, reach out to us. We can start searching for you and at least help you find your dream home. But we'd be happy to help. I'll leave our contact information right here. Again, don't be afraid to contact us. Text, call, email, whatever it takes. But let's keep on with the video. Now, on to the third and final question that I've crafted is, where do I want to live if I don't want to commute? Now, the reason this is an important question is because there's two major industries here on the Emerald Coast. It's the military as well as the tourism industry. Now, most beach towns that you're going to find throughout the United States really only rely on tourism. So in reality, you can kind of live in a lot of different places. But with the Emerald Coast, it's a little bit different because of the military. Now, there are two major bases, I would say, that are kind of focused in the Emerald Coast. There is Eglin and Hurlburt Field, and those are relatively close to each other. So if you really want the shortest commute times, you're going to want to focus on looking in Fort Walton Beach and probably the Navarre, Mariester area. Both of those areas, again, are going to offer some decently priced homes, probably around that $400,000 mark, but also give you the shortest commute time. Now, Navarre and Mariester are definitely going to be the shorter commute times if you're stationed on Hurlburt, and if you're looking for Eglin, Fort Walton Beach, Niceville are probably going to be the best places for you. Now, obviously, as a member of the military, you'll probably know where you're going to be stationed, so if you know that information, at least knowing where the towns that'll give you the shortest commute time will help you at least narrow down where you want to live. Now, if you are employed in the tourism industry, more than likely you're going to want to be close, if not in Destin. Destin is obviously the hub of the Emerald Coast, I would say. It's where everybody wants to be. It's where everybody vacations to. A lot of the hotels, resorts, Airbnbs, everything is kind of right there. So again, if you want to have the shortest commute time possible, you're going to be the one to be in Destin or kind of around it. Ultimately, what you need to decide when you're looking for a home on the Emerald Coast and the questions you need to ask is how you want to live and really what you want to spend. Because there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of different prices. There's a lot of different homes available that kind of fit everybody's budget and lifestyle. Now, the towns that I've discussed and kind of the information I brought up in this video are going to help you narrow down if you have like certain parameters you need to set. All of those will kind of put you in a certain area. But again, they kind of all have to do with, your lifestyle and really your budget. Now, there is a bunch of different factors obviously you need to consider. The three that I discussed in this video tend to be just the ones that we get asked a lot, like I have this much money to spend, I want to live this type of lifestyle. I mean, they all have to do with the people themselves, your personality, and really, again, the lifestyle you want to live. So the information that I discussed, again, is going to be more of a general guideline, or like, okay, I like the country lifestyle, therefore I know to look in these areas. I want to live in a city. Pensacola is going to be maybe my number one, whereas maybe Fort Walton Beach, Destin are kind of more the tourist, kind of interesting areas to be in, but not necessarily that city lifestyle. So again, you probably can get my train of thought the way I'm trying to discuss this, but ultimately, again, it's going to be your lifestyle and your budget that really determine where you want to live and how you want to live. But I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions and you are looking to make a move to the Emerald Coast, then feel free to reach out to us. I'll leave our contact information right here. Again, you can give us a call, send us a text, or shoot us an email, and Sean and I would be happy to help in any way we can. And as always, my name is Garrett with the O'Leary Brothers team, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.